Then we have standing.
There is a team from Azande Kingdom bringing the gifts. Azande Queen all the way from South Sudan. An honor to be here today in this gathering.
For centuries, long before the establishment of courts, constitutions, and modern legal systems, African societies had their own ways of resolving conflicts. Beneath the shade of trees, elders listened with wisdom, reconciled those in conflict, and restored relationships before rendering judgment. This was the foundation of African justice, a system built on healing, reconciliation, and unity. Today, that wisdom is calling us back to our roots.
Kingdom to cover your beautiful face. And this one, it's called Nukono. I'm an African, I don't know English. This is in Nukono, from the mother king to you. This is what keeps our drinking water cold. Wherever you go, you hold it aside, then you walk around. When you feel thirsty, you take your cold water.
From 15th to 17th July 2026, Amani Communities Africa, in partnership with the Association of Professional Conciliators, brought together leaders, practitioners, academics, and peace builders from across the continent for the integration of Pan-African mediation, conciliation, and traditional justice convention, commonly known as Pact 1.
My name is Dr. Joy Babu. I'm the founder of Amani Communities Africa, and we are the conveners of Pact 1. Pact 1 is the first edition of Pan-Africa Peace, Mediation, Conciliation, and Conflict Transformation Forum Convention. It's a very, very exciting day for us because between today, which is 15th of July, to 17th of July, we will continue having a very deep conversation around peace the African way. We are trying to revitalize the African methods of dispute resolution, which are really around dialogue, mediation, conciliation, reconciliation, restorative justice. And we have brought together people from different disciplines. We have faith leaders, we have government leaders, civil society leaders, academicians, scholars, researchers, lawyers, pastors, and so forth. And each one of them is coming in to show how the discipline that they represent augments the work of peace building in Africa, and how we can enrich the work that we do in peace building, integrating African methods of doing it with the conventional methods, so that we as a people in Africa can really understand that we have so much wealth from our cultures, from our religions, from our social systems. And we are particularly excited to see kingdoms from other countries, especially we've seen Cameroon, we've seen South Sudan, we've seen Ghana, and we are just amazed at the way in which they build peace using the traditional kingdoms. And we are very, very inspired even to listen to case studies and demonstrations from Kenya and elsewhere, practical ways that people have used to build peace and restore relationships.
Their mission was clear: to revive and strengthen African-based conflict resolution mechanism that can effectively address the challenges of today's generation.
It's between us. Don't tell anybody in the
Is
village.
he shouting?
No, don't tell anybody in the village.
First day of the convention, I invited participants to reflect on Africa's richest heritage of peace building. Discussions highlighted how the philosophy of Ubuntu, restorative justice, traditional leadership, community responsibility, and open dialogue have served as the pillars of African societies for generations.
Today, we have had a great moment, a great workshop here at the Pact, organized by Amani Community Africa, whereby we have come from different diverse, different partners coming together to have discussion on embracing methodologies of solving conflicts and ensuring that there is peace in our nation. It is interesting that when we come together with all our expertise, we are able to embrace the peace initiatives in every manner. From the church perspective, not only the church but the religious perspective, we have agreed that we can embrace all methods, not leaving anybody behind for the sake of peace. From different background, we can come together under the umbrella of peace and the channeled methods and going back to the old paths whereby even people would come together to solve disputes. And at this moment of time, I want to say that I'm so glad, especially the women who are in the forefront, and we are encouraging men to follow suit so that we can be able to become good peace builders.
The conversation about revitalizing Africa governance, justice, and peace system is really timely. There are many challenges that continue to confront the societies, but there is also different dynamics at the national level, at the regional level, at the global level, that requires to think of how we are going to engage communities in a more sustainable way. Within the African context, we have systems that existed, traditional systems, that helped resolve conflict, that guided on leadership and justice. As a way of sustaining governance, peace, and justice in a manner that does not rely on external resources, it is important to rethink the African approaches of engaging in politics and justice and peace building. Take from the global perspective what suits us and have a discussion on how we can make these systems work for us in a manner that is sustainable, in a manner that is locally owned for sustainability.
When we come to peace building, royalty always served as not only the interlocutor of conflict, the mediator, adjudicator, but also the arbitrator before the matters went to our royal legal councils back before we were colonized. And this is what I'd like to say. Those still mechanisms still exist today, not as pronounced as we'd like them to be pronounced, but they are the ones that forms the foundation of all what we call alternative dispute resolution. And it is time to go back to our roots. It's time to remember who we are, where we came from, and to seek the ancient wisdom and to utilize it and adapt it to where we are today.
Participants explored the central role of the family as the foundation of society, the contribution of traditional chiefs and community leaders, and the wisdom preserved through the proverbs, customs, and oral traditions.
Right from the beginning, when a child is born, the child is taught the value of truthfulness and honesty. On the seventh day, when a baby is born, that's the day that he is named and outlawed for people to come and see. And there's this particular ritual that has been handed down from generations. It's like they teach that baby, they imbibe in her or him the value of truthfulness by dipping a finger in water and telling him that if you see water or you taste it, say it is water and nothing else. If you taste honey, say it is honey and nothing else. So by that, the parents are admonished to teach the child to be truthful at all times. That helps the child grows up in honesty, devoid of telling lies and bringing about disunity within the community.
Real-life experience demonstrated how mediation and conciliation continue to resolve disputes effectively, uphold dignity, and restore relationships. One African proverb resonated throughout the discussion: do not abandon what is truly yours for something merely temporary. It was a powerful reminder that Africa's heritage is not something to leave behind, but a legacy to preserve and strengthen for future generations.
It's a blessing for us as Africans today to speak about our heritage. As we are sitting here, we should be proud of us as Africa, that God has given us land, God has given us brain, God has given us energy, that we are able to make Africa great.
Today, the 15th of July 2026, marks a landmark day that a change is happening, great change is happening in the dispute resolution space. And I wish to recognize the Amani Communities Africa, who have, in collaboration with Pact, that is, they have collaborated in making this convention a success. And it marks the beginning of a whole of Africa approach towards dispute resolution. And it's indeed a birth or a rebirth of new, or rather new beginning in terms of dispute resolution, whereby we are recognizing and looking at stories, looking at proverbs, looking at ways in which the Africans resolved disputes traditionally. So it is actually, for me, I think it's a very good thing that is happening right now, and that we have gone back, like we are retracing our steps. Like, when did the rain start beating us? That dispute resolution in the modern world, especially in African setup, it seems to have to be a big challenge. So the retracing of our steps and recalling our elders and listening to what they used to do, and also including the youth who are represented in this convention, I believe we are going to, with the conversations continuing, we are going to come up with way forward in the dispute resolution landscape in Africa in general. Now that in this conference we have West Africa, North Africa, South Africa, Central Africa, and East Africa represented.
The second day shifted the focus to the realities of contemporary Africa, particularly the impact of collective trauma caused by prolonged conflict. Participants reflected on how historical wounds continue to shape communities, deepen divisions, and perpetuate cycles of conflict across generations. But Pact 1 did more than identifying the challenges, it presented solutions. Solutions that integrate modern mediation, psychosocial support, traditional justice system, community-led approaches to restore trust and heal broken relationships. The discussions reaffirmed a powerful truth: lasting peace cannot be built by institutions alone. It begins when communities choose dialogue over divisions, forgiveness over resentment, and cooperation over conflict.
I'm okay if there's somebody who can help us, because I really don't understand what the problem is. So if it will make mom happy, you can call anyone as long as I'm able to understand them.
You mean, did I just hear you say that you send money every day? Is it about the money? Now, when mom is unwell and I take her to hospital, have you been there?
I've sent you money.
So can money do the... What are you trying to say, Andrea?
Without the money, you cannot get anything at the hospital. They will ask you, Pesa wapi?
God
made you and I in God's own image.
Very good. Yeah, very nice. And Pact one. Yeah, very nice.
On the final day, participants gathered in the natural surroundings of Pact Nature Park, where they experienced eco-psychological wellness. Through nature walks, tree planting, quiet reflection, art therapy, and meaningful conversations, they discover that genuine peace begins within the individual before it can spread to families, communities, and nations. Two powerful messages echoed throughout the experience. Nature is another name for God.
We use processes to make it bamboo tea, but excellent for the restoration of hair. I mean, nywele. Yeah. For teeth and bone, among other things.
Actually, learning about what God has already placed in creation. Often we learn without having God in mind, without realizing that we are actually in the field of God, in the school of God.
We were given the mandate to take care of God's creation. And this is what we do at Pact Nature Park. Taking care of God's creation, the totality of it, where we practice harmony or peace. Peace with ourselves, peace with everybody else or other people, and peace with.
But also we learned the second day we talked about God, and we talked about how God created nature, and therefore we are meant to work together with the nature, take care of the nature. And once the environment is okay, then our mind is also okay. The third day is today we are here on the nature trail, and we have gone around this nature trail. We have learned a lot of traditional African medicine, which is particular in this particular place. We are so impressed to see that God created nature so that nature can take care of the human creation. And out of that, we have learned a lot of trees and their medicinal value, a wonderful team, and we are so much impressed to see that this is a new experience to me.
Today at the Nature Park, Pact Nature Park, which is the third day and part of the session that we're going through, has helped me to be grounded with the nature. And there is no peace building that happens when environment and nature is out of it. So the connection, the spirituality, religion, governance, peace building, and nature, environment is one and the same thing. So my experience here today has been great, and I really appreciate the number of options that we were given, whether it was grounding in the peace garden, adrenaline rush, and everything. I think it was such a wonderful experience, and will really encourage that we are able to spread this to more and more people. They have the same experience, then we'll be at the same level to have a conversation around peace the African way.
We have found that there is so much wealth that has been untapped. Delegates are calling it a gold mine that needs to be tapped. The African philosophy, the African wisdom, very deep African practices, all around peace building.
As delegates departed, they carried more than conference materials. They carried renewed hopes, renewed sense of purpose, and renewed responsibility to become ambassador of mediation, conciliation, restorative justice, and peace within their own communities. Because peace is not simply something we discuss, it's a way of life, it's a responsibility we must uphold, it is a legacy we must pass on from one generation to the next. Reporting for the AFEP Media, I'm Alan Andiva.